Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss on a full wave controlled bridge rectifier with RLE load with a discontinuous conduction mode. It is also known as a two-pulse converter. So the term discontinuous comes into picture when the load current comes to zero at each half cycle before the next set of thyristors in the sequence are fired. So the load performance generally deteriorates in the case of a discontinuous mode of conduction. It is always preferable to operate the loads in a continuous conduction mode. So here you can see that there are four thyristors are there, T1, T2, T3 and T4, and which is connected to a RLE load. And the source voltage is mentioned it over here, Vs. And like our previous discussion, we are having our two terminals to which Vs is connected is named as VA and VB. And so it is VAB is the normal waveform and VB is nothing but the inverted waveform. And this is nothing but your EMF E. Now you can see the two graphs. One is for the load current I0, the other one is for your load voltage V0. And here you can see the triggering angle or your firing angle alpha. And when the thyristors T1 and T2 are being triggered at an angle alpha, the load current starts to increase. The load current starts to increase, that is being shown over in this particular waveform. So from the angle alpha, the load current starts increasing, reaches to a maximum value, and again it starts to decrease because it is an inductive load. The waveform will be lagging behind your source voltage Vs. And at an angle beta, which is also known as the extinction angle, the current reaches to zero. So therefore we can say that from the angle alpha to beta, the load voltage V0 will be following the source voltage Vs. So that can be seen over here during this period. That is, from alpha to beta, the output voltage V0 will be following the curve of your source voltage Vs. And why it is conducting in the negative direction, which we have already had the discussion. Because of the inductive load, the current is not reaching to zero or below the holding current, and therefore the thyristors T1 and T2 remains in the conduction mode, and it will get commutated only when the load current comes to zero. Now our focus of interest is from beta to pi plus alpha. Beta to pi plus alpha, that is during this particular region, we will see what is going to happen. So at this instant of angle beta, the voltage, instantaneous value of voltage is nothing but Vm sine beta. So when the load current comes to zero, that is when I0 comes to zero, that means none of the thyristors are conducting, and therefore whatever the voltage V0 will be nothing but your EMF E. Therefore I can say that the load voltage will be jumping from Vm sine beta to E at from beta to pi plus alpha. That is shown over this particular region. It will comes to the EMF E from beta to pi plus alpha. Then again at pi plus alpha, the thyristors T3 and T4 are turned on. When T3 and T4 are turned on, again the load current will be start increasing in the same direction. That is being shown over here. And again at pi plus beta, the current reaches to zero. So I can say that from pi plus alpha to pi plus beta, the load voltage will be following the input source voltage Vs. So that will be sequence will be repeating throughout the entire waveform. Now we will see the thyristors which are conducting during each period of time. So here you can see that the thyristor T1 and T2 are conducting from the period of alpha to beta, and again from pi plus alpha to pi plus beta, the thyristors T3 and T4 are conducting. And you can also note down that the period of the thyristors, during this period, no SCRs are conducting, because it is because only the EM of E is acting over there, and there is no potential which is going to force against the EM of E for the current to flow during that particular instance of time. Now we will also see how the source current IS is going to behave during the each conduction period. So the source current IS will be having the same magnitude as the current I0, but the direction will be changing depending upon the conduction of the thyristors T1 to T4. So that first we are going to see. So during the period from alpha to beta, T1 and T2 are conducting, and therefore the current will be flowing from source voltage Vs, T1, RLE, T2, the point B, and back to the supply. So if I mark the direction of your current I here, it is same as the direction which is marked in this particular figure. So I can say that during the period from alpha to beta, the source current IS is same direction as that of your load current I0. Now we are going to see how the source current is going to behave from the period pi plus alpha to pi plus beta. That is pi plus alpha to pi plus beta. That is during this particular instant. So during that particular instant of time, the current is flowing from the source voltage Vs to the point B, T3 RLE, T4 point A, and then back. So here I can mark the direction of current like this, which is opposite to the conventional direction of the IS marked over there. So even though I0 is flowing in the same direction during the each set of conduction, the source current reverses its direction from the period of pi plus alpha to pi plus beta. So that can be seen over here. This is I0 and IS is the negative of I0. So this is for the period of conduction where the value of beta is existing between pi and pi plus alpha. There can be instances where the value of beta is less than pi, which we are going to see now. Now we are going to discuss with the value of your beta extinction angle is less than pi, and also considering Vm sin beta is less than E. That is, the value of your instance value of your voltage V at the angle beta is less than your EM of E. Then how the system is going to behave. So here we have noted down the load current I0 and the load voltage V0. And here you can see that the extinction angle is much before your angle pi. The thyristors T1 and T2 are conducted at an angle alpha. That is over here. T1, T2 starts conducting. The load current starts increases like this, and it reaches to 0 before the angle pi. So the extinction angle is lesser than your angle pi. Now you need to plot the load voltage V0. From alpha to beta, the thyristors T1 and T2 are conducting, and therefore the load voltage V0 will be replicating your source voltage Vs. So that is like this. And at the angle beta, the thyristors T1 and T2 get commutated. Load current comes to 0, and therefore the load voltage increases to E. And it will remain at the point E till the next set of thyristors are fired at an angle of pi plus alpha, and that sequence will be repeating. So this is the overall operating principle of a full wave controlled bridge rectifier with RLE load with discontinuous mode of conduction. Thank you.